So, what do you think, Al? Are there any other fights you're targeting that we should cover here?
Just really quickly, I don't really remember what I said last week about Ortega and Volkanovski, but that fight I broke it down a little bit further, and I just think that it's either going to be Ortega's going to have to either stop him or Volkanovski's going to get the decision, because I just think that as good as Ortega was when we saw him against the Korean Zombie, I think that Volkanovski is probably a better point fighter.
Sure.
So I do think that, and that being said, I'm not saying that Ortega is not going to be able to put out Volkanovski, because Brian Ortega has some crazy stoppage victories. And even in fights that he was losing, he's come back and been able to pick up the stoppage win. So this is one of those where I'm feeling more towards how you were feeling about the heavyweight fight, where I can't really call it yet. And this is one of those ones where I'm either going to be betting Ortega on the plus money, or I'm going to be betting Volkanovski by decision, because it seems like the value on the money line, it's minus 165 on Volkanovski still. I don't really like that. I think that the fight is a little bit closer than what that's saying. And then, yeah, I would have to say if I'm taking Ortega, it's got to be on the money line at plus 160. But I feel like I can't see Volkanovski winning inside the distance, because I just think that Ortega is extremely tough. Even when he lost to Max Holloway, I was there. I was cage side, and Ortega would have kept fighting. The doctors had to stop the fight. So I feel like, I don't think that Volkanovski is going to be able to stop Ortega. He might be able to submit him, though, but Ortega's got a crazy ground game as well. So this is a super, super hard fight to call. What do you think? Any further looks into this one?
Man, I think I just got to probably reiterate what I said last week. The thing that's so tough to me is it's that big layoff that Ortega had. The dude just appeared to elevate, so much. He grew so much over that gap. It does make me wonder, did we overestimate Korean Zombie? Man, it's so tough for me to gauge where Brian Ortega is at, because I know this guy's elevated, but I'm trying to figure out where he falls here. Has he elevated to that level of Max Holloway? Did that beating he received from Max Holloway make him realize, I've got X and Y areas to get better in, and did. I would honestly love to see that fight again, considering the numbers Ortega put up against Korean Zombie, the numbers Holloway put up against Calvin Kattar. Man, I would almost love to see that fight run back again before we have Ortega. Because I'm telling you now, Ortega wins that fight. Oh, dude. Yeah, he definitely should be fighting for the title. It is almost a little bit strange to me to come off such a long layoff. You beat Korean Zombie. Now you're in line for a title shot. I guess it's just kind of how the rankings fall right now. But, man, Volkanovski, I feel like this guy is so good at nullifying what his opponents are trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong, man. Both fights to Max Holloway were so close. I mean, it's arguable. I think I could see a case for people saying Max absolutely could have won the second one. But both fights were just so close. And, we saw what Max Holloway's capable of against Calvin Kattar. This dude is ultra elite. And for Volkanovski to hang at that level and even be, at least in the judges' eyes, slightly better, man, it's tough for me to see Ortega reaching that level in such a short period of time with so few fights, leading up. Like if we saw Ortega just go on like a 5 or 6 fight, killing spree, just did what he did to Zombie, 4 or 5 different times to every guy, I think I'd have a much better read on where he stands right now. But at the same time, because I feel like I don't know where Ortega stands, I feel like Ortega might come in here and make this a very close fight, might even win. You know what I mean? So honestly, a tough spot, man. I'm going to lean Volkanovski. I think he's the champion. I think he fights with a very, very good championship mentality, and he fights so meticulously with such sharp technique. All the work he does seems to really register with the judges. And I feel like a guy that fights with that style, it's going to be so hard if a fight goes to the scorecards for the judges to feel validated in taking the belt off the champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and just saying that out loud right now, man, it makes it so hard to go against a guy like Volkanovski. I'm going to have to say I lean Volkanovski, but man, I just need more time to really digest this one too. This is a very complex fight, I think.